let me in fact take you through the details of one of the accused persons. So let me show you that, viewers. Now this, of course, this case has been grabbing headlines, and Nida Khan, the lady, has been arrested for her role in the TCS Nashik harassment case. Let's talk about the woman in question, the HR manager. Her role is allegedly allegedly ignored and possibly enabled sustained sexual harassment and coercion of employees. So this is a woman in question, alumni of Savitribai Phule Pune University, served as senior HR. This is, of course, details of Nida Khan, formerly responsible for handling employee grievances and ensuring compliance with POSH. And that, of course, viewers, is a point that I was going to discuss with my guest. Now, failed to escalate the matter to senior management, ignored repeated reports. So we are going to discuss this in detail very shortly, and she was booked for 3 points, viewers. One is outraging modesty, criminal intimidation, alleged religious coercion. So these, of course, viewers, are the details emerging of this case. We've given you her profile. We've told you what she was booked for. And now we're going to have a discussion which will give us a ringside view of this case and why this perhaps is happening even now, because there's a religious angle, viewers, to this case as well. Now, Mr. Sanjay Sahai is joining me. He's a former DGP, and Dr. Pavan Sinha is a Hindu scholar. I want to come to you, Mr. Sahai. How do you see this case? Because this is very, very shocking. A, there's a POSCO in place. That's not, that's a very important point of contention. And though I do avoid using the word love jihad, but we're seeing elements of that in this case as well. What do you have to say?
We'll go with the technicalities and legal issues of the case and what transpired in TCS. TCS was embroiled in other issues also earlier related to HR and I think H1B also. So that is the background history, and from them when we proceed further. This case, though it has been registered only a couple of days back, I think the Nashik police has been working on it for last 42 days or so. And incognito, the officials of Nagpur, of Nashik police who had infiltrated TCS. It was by design, and they were able to get large amount of information with regards to this. This is most audacious, and this is an eye-opener. And this particular sector, any sector for that matter, the regulatory agency should come very heavy on these people. This POSH and internal complaints committee is literally non-functional everywhere. HR is more of a happy person's playground and things of that nature. And if they're able to run this sort of a racket, which has, I think, all the ingredients of which you can imagine of, even one particular ingredient would have been very, very scary. Here, literally everything is there. You are picking up from the campus itself. So that breeding happens at the campus itself. And then variety of cases, the 9 cases are sufficient enough to prove as to what has transpired there. These FIRs, generally they're generic FIRs, and then the investigation is done. I think these FIRs are very, very detailed, and the Nashik police personnel which was there in TCS incognito, they have huge tranche of digital evidence which is available with them. So they were nearly convinced of it, because coming and making public something of this nature against TCS or any other reputed company, the police has to be doubly sure that they are hitting the nail on the head, and they will be able to carry this case through. Now coming to TCS. Now TCS has the internal complaints committee, is at HR, it has POSH, it has literally anything and everything, which is basically for compliance purposes. What is happening in this country that the industry treats all these things as compliance issues, and any number of complaints which comes to them, it is dealt in a very, very shabby manner until unless the law enforcement and investigate agencies and the might of the state also gets into it. So this is broadly what has transpired. As far as I am concerned, I think a bit more of work, investigation in this, and we should be in a forensic evidence and variety of other things. Digital evidence, I think large amount of digital evidence would already be available. Now there needs to be, besides this case being taken further and one lady being arrested who heads the HR, I think what was the POSH committee doing there? What was the internal complaints committee doing? There are lots of ragging and other cases which you find in colleges. Literally, nobody is bothered about it. RJ Kar was of a different kind. This is also of a different kind and of a different industry. That was education and academic. This is IT industry, where we feel that we really deal with equality, we deal with a free workforce, and where I think no woman or girl can be ill-treated or mistreated. But here it has gone way, way further. It's happening for last 2, 3 years. I think it's literally unbelievable to think that a company like TCS either decided to cover or it is so indifferent and that nothing has been done in this regard. So I personally feel that some acts should fall on the people who are even senior people. And is there a system of grievance redressal? And it does it happen at one level? If it doesn't happen at a level, it goes to the next level and beyond. I don't think there is anything of that nature. It is basically a make-believe story that we are running a hunky-dory organization and things are running fine. This case should be taken to its logical conclusion at the earliest. One is whatever investigation has been done so far, and fortunately, there's a huge amount of investigation inside TCS and also business case investigative scenarios which has been created, which would be certainly it would have been documented. Now, when it comes to the forensic evidence, circumstantial evidence, they're also open source intelligence. I think all these things will fall in place.
All right, I want to now go across to Dr. Pavan Sinha. He's a Hindu scholar. And Mr. Sinha, pardon me, we are going to talk about the social and ethical angle with you. But now perhaps a new word with this case has been invented, and sadly this is corporate jihad. What do you have to say about all of the aspects that are unfolding in this case?
Actually, in the beginning, there was nothing like jihad. In fact, I never used this word. In the beginning, some 10, 11 years before. But now I'm compelled to use the word jihad. In this case also, it is very clearly mentioned that somebody is instructing these 6 people go and marry Hindu girls. Why Hindu girls? Why Hindu girls? In Uttar Pradesh, I give you data which is eye-opening that in 9 years' time, nearly 833 arrests have been made out of 427 cases. The same has happened in Madhya Pradesh. The same is happening in Uttarakhand. 51 FIRs are filed in Uttarakhand. So it is not an usual thing that somebody is in love with another girl or asking him to get married and acts a criminal act if girl denies that marriage. No, it's not that simple. It is a well-planned strategy of some jihadi organizations. I'm not including all Muslims in this, but there are some jihadi organizations which are training now the people who are in high-ups of different industries. They are doctors, they are engineers, etc. And the time has come that we have to take very stringent steps to nab such people India-wide and put them behind the bars, and then police should ask that who is directing you. Then only this menace can be stopped. Otherwise, despite the meaningful acts by the central government and by UP, MP, Uttarakhand like states, there is no impact seen on these jihadis. So they have come here, or whatever they have started here, it has a motive, and that is to weaken India, and they have to get married with the Hindu girls, as it is said here also. There is an eyewitness who has spoken about go, and somebody was saying, go marry Hindu girls. And he is the witness of Nashik TCS conversion case. So police did very right thing. I think that instead of just working on the complaints of the girl in few hours, they had the patience and they launched a movement and very clandestinely they nabbed these people. So this case has become very important and has got the solidarity of all Indian people with these girls and against such kind of miscreants.
You know, Dr. Pawan Sinha, this is very nicely put by you, and I do want to say this, that, you know, just I also don't like using the word love jihad, because this is not against an entire religion. These are these few people who have actually made us start using this word called jihad. But of course, what has happened is condemnable, and amid suspicion, viewers, now